And then voting on.
What, with this person? I don't even know who that is.
Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I'm sitting right there.
Right. She lost with this. Huh? She lost. Now,
Yeah, you. 7:05.
Councilwoman. Councilwoman Hilbert. I like that look that you had when you came in. I like those shades. That was cool. That was cool.
Had to bring it back to the 90s.
You had to bring it back, right?
You have to, yeah. Okay.
Wait.
Here? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Great.
So, figure out, let him figure out what to do. And tell him
I don't think
Okay, I got it. Okay, so I just need them to be quiet. When I'm doing it. Okay? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. This is a conference meeting of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township held at City Hall, 29 North Day Street, Orange, New Jersey, on Wednesday, June 3rd at 7:08 p.m. Roll call. Councilman Coley.
Present.
Councilwoman Eason.
Here.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Present.
Council Vice President Montague III.
Present.
Councilman Ross.
Present.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson is absent. Council President Wooten. Here. Also present is Tricia Scipio, Chris Hartwike, Business Administrator, Fire Chief Derek Brown, Brian Mooney, Police Chief, Gracia Armantillas, City Attorney, and Marlon G. Towns, Legislative Research Officer. Can we now observe a moment of silence? Is there any council person who would like to recognize something special?
I would like to recognize the family of former councilman Christopher Jackson. His brother passed away. And the funeral was, what was that, Saturday?
Friday, I think.
Friday.
And I also like to recognize, tomorrow Reggie Miller is having a Wear Orange Day, and it's for people who have family members who died because of gun violence. So I like to recognize the families who had people to pass away because of that.
Let's keep those both in prayer for the moment of silence. Thank you. Special notice. Please be apprised anyone wishing to discuss agenda or general items shall sign their name on the comment sign-up sheet and will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes to interact with council. Sunshine Law. The requirements of NJSA 10:4-9 et say Sunshine Law has been met. A notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger and published in a record transcript on Thursday, July 10th, posted on the bulletin board of City Hall, the council's website. Please silence all phones. The city's website and filed in the office of the city clerk. Liaison is not here. Legislation. The resolutions and ordinances to be presented at tonight's meeting are listed on the attached regular meeting agenda. If any council member wishes to discuss any resolution or ordinance, it may be discussed at this time.
Council members? I'll start off with Resolution 307. And if you turn to page 2, just want to make some changes regarding the location. Where it says planning, I think we need to add the address. We also need to add that it needs to go to the clerk's office because you are the... And B.A. Chris, did you say still at the front door? No. Okay.
Just the planning, the planning and the clerk's office.
Okay. So the address of the planning department and add you, since you're the statutory person.
Give me that. Can I have that?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else?
Yes, Council President, and this is to the BA. Didn't we have some amendments to make on one of those resolutions?
Yes.
That's coming.
On,
314.
let me just pull it.
All right.
You need it? 314.
Yeah, do you have it?
Yes. Do you want me to read it for you? Yeah. Sorry, can I read it?
On Resolution 314, which is a resolution approving a community benefits agreement for 410 Main Street. On page 2 of the agreement, paragraph A, contributions, the last sentence should read, however, comma, any portion of the voluntary community service contribution remaining after the Washington Street Firehouse is complete shall be used at the sole discretion of the City Council for any lawful purpose.
B.A. Harwick, could you please repeat that?
However, comma, any portion of the voluntary community service contribution remaining after the Washington Street Firehouse is complete shall be used at the sole discretion of the City Council for any lawful purpose.
Anyone else?
And that's A under 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And then we need to look at the old business, so we need to amend the order of the meeting. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So we're, when we finish the adopting the minutes, we will amend the order of the agenda to consider ordinance 5-2026 Resolutions 312-2026 and Resolutions 315-2026. So if council, if you can keep those to the side, we'll consider those out of order.
Could you repeat those again, please?
Yes, sir. Ordinance 5-2026 WO. Resolution 315-2026 and Resolution 312-2026. Did we make a decision? Anyone else?
Anyone?
Sorry.
No.
Okay, got a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Move. Yes, thank you.
Did I get a second?
Second, Coley.
Motion by Councilman Ross, second by Councilman Coley to adjourn. All those in favor vote by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? We stand adjourned at 7:15 p.m. This is the regular meeting of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township held at City Hall, 29 North Day Street, Orange, New Jersey, on Wednesday, June 3rd, following the conference meeting. Could you all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Who would you like to lead the pledge?
Councilman Coley.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Coley. Roll call. Councilman Coley.
Present.
Councilwoman Eason.
Here.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Present.
Council Vice President Montague III.
Present.
Councilman Ross.
Present.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson is absent. Council President Wooten.
Here.
Also present is Tricia Scipio, Chris Hartwig, Business Administrator, Fire Chief Derek Brown, Brian Mooney, Police Chief, Gracia R. Montillis, City Attorney, and Marlon G. Towns, Legislative Research Officer. The requirements of the NJSA 10:4-9 EDSA Sunshine Law has been met, and notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger and published in a record transcript on Thursday, July 10th, posted on the bulletin board in City Hall, the council's website, the city's website, and filed in the office of the city clerks. First order of business, approval of meeting minutes. May 19th, conference meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
Move it, Ross.
Second, Montague.
Motion by Councilman Ross, second by Council Vice President Montague III. On the motion, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This has been adopted. May 19th, regular meeting minutes. Council Member Hilbert departed at 8:02 and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Moved by Council President Wooten, second by Council Vice President Montague III. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert,
Abstain.
Councilman Montague III,
Yes.
Councilman Ross,
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson is absent. Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That's 5 yeas, 1 absent, and 1 abstain. This is approved. May 26 budget hearing minutes. Is there a motion?
Move, Wooten.
Second, Hilbert.
Motion by Council President Wooten, second by Councilwoman Hilbert. On the motion, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Roll. Any opposed? This has been adopted. Now, I would like to entertain a motion to suspend the rules and take the agenda out of order to consider ordinance 5-2026 WO, Resolution 312-2026, and Resolution 315-2026 at this time. Upon completion of these items, the body shall return to the regular order of business. Is there a motion?
Move, Wooten.
Second, Coley.
Motion by Council President Wooten, second by Councilman Coley. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert,
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III.
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson is absent. Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That is 6 yeas, 1 absent. This has been approved. We will now move to ordinance 5-2026. Give me 1 second. Correct? Okay. Excuse me 1 second. I would like to have a motion, entertain a motion for a resolution on the floor to remove ordinance 5-2026. Let me repeat that. We want to entertain a resolution on the floor to remove ordinance 5-2026 WO.
Move Wooten.
Second, Hilbert.
On the motion,
On the motion,
Councilman Ross.
what's the reason for removing?
It has to come back to administration and start over.
Good.
anyone else on the motion? Roll call, Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert,
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III,
Yes.
Councilman Ross,
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson is absent, and Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That is 6 yeas, 1 absent. This is approved. We've entertained the resolution to remove ordinance 5-2026 WL. Okay? So now we can do vote on it. All right. Resolution 312-2026, a resolution designating VA 50M Urban Renewal LLC as the redeveloper for the property located at 28 Main Street and 30 Main Street and 50 Main Street and 98 Oakwood Avenue and 12 Oakwood Avenue and 18 Oakwood Avenue, and identified on the official tax map of the City of Orange Township as Block 3104, lots 1 and 4 and 5 and 7 and 9, and authorizing the execution of a redevelopment agreement with VA 50M Urban Renewal LLC for the redevelopment of this property. Is there a motion?
Move Wooten.
Second Coley.
Motion by Council President Wooten, second by Councilmember Coley. On the motion, roll call, Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilman Montague III,
Yes.
Councilman Ross,
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson is absent, and Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That's 6 yeas, 1 absent. This is approved. Resolution 315-2026, resolution designating NNJT 2022-0509 LLC as the developer for the property located at 410 Main Street and 15-17 Lincoln Avenue, identified on the official tax map of the City of Orange Township as Block 2603, lots 8 and 10, and authorizing the execution of a redevelopment agreement with NNJT 2022-0509 LLC for the redevelopment of this property. Is there a motion?
Motion Coley.
Second Wooten.
Motion by Councilman Coley, second by Council President Wooten. On the motion, roll call, Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert,
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III,
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson is absent. Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That's 6 yeas, 1 absent. This has been approved. At this time, we're back in the regular order of our agenda. Citizen comments on general issues, agenda items. Members of the public wishing to address the council may do so during this portion of the meeting. Speakers must sign their name to the comment sign-up sheet and approach the microphone when called upon. To allow maximum public involvement, each speaker is permitted 1 3-minute period to interact with the council and must provide his or her name and street address prior to beginning any remarks. Visual aids are not permitted. Speakers are reminded to be courteous and mindful of other individuals. Each person has the right to speak on any subject, but is responsible for abuse of that right. The city bears no liability for any comments made by the public and maintains discretion to remove any person engaging in obscene or disruptive conduct. The council will consider all comments and questions and will respond if and when appropriate, which may or may not be during this meeting. Council President?
Aisha Samuel.
Aisha Samuel, 401 Highland Terrace. What are these redevelopment agreements that you guys are voting on without any of the information about it? And the same with the community agreements? Like, there are no contracts anywhere that we have seen. There's no, transparency about this. Like, we don't even know how much this is for. There's no numbers or anything like that. So I have no idea what you guys are voting yes to, because there's nothing there except for the address. I think we need more than just the address in order for us to know exactly what you guys are voting on. And especially for the community agreements that you all are quote unquote agreeing to without bringing the actual community in to tell us exactly what's going on with this particular company, with this particular building, with this particular agreement. Because you guys have, I think it was like 5.1 million and like maybe 10 to 18 community agreements. I think that's what was discussed at the community agreement meeting, but it was never stated where exactly that money came from. Like, say one particular property is paying $200,000 for their community agreement, another particular property is paying $1 million. We never got to see any of that stuff, and I would like to see that stuff. That's what you call transparency. And that's what you guys are lacking. And for the permit parking stuff, Jesus Christ. I have had 2 cars towed within the last month and 1 last week. And I've also had 1 guy come onto my property and threaten me again. And he's lucky that I did not open up the door, because if I had opened up the door, he would have probably been put in the hospital. Because I'm tired of dealing with these people in my driveway, these people who think that they can do whatever they want, and then once they get told, they can come onto my property, in which I have 4 no trespassing signs. 4. And the Castle Doctrine states that if you have those no trespassing signs and somebody trespasses on your property, you can do what you need to do. I have talked to you guys about this. It's going on 7 years now, and even with this permit, oh shit.
Thank you, Ms. Samuel. I think this is Marcleen Romulus. Okay.
Good evening, Marcleen Romulus, 332 Ogden Street.
Point more.
Thank you.
Thank you,
332 Ogden Street. I'm also here about the permit. She probably didn't finish speaking about the permit. I see that you guys did take it off, and I want to understand, what does that mean? Is it something you're going to revisit in the future? And my problem is, I understand that the city's probably having a financial deficiency, which I totally understand, but like she just mentioned, there's no transparency. I don't know what those codes were. I don't know the rebate these buildings are getting. How every year my taxes is going up. When I first moved here, my taxes was just $5,000. I'm at $14,000. Orange refused to, there's no recreation for any children. There's nothing in Orange. And I feel every time there's a deficit, you guys need money. Just go into residents' pockets and dig in and pull out more money. This permit needs to stop. I can't be paying $14,000 for my mortgage, my taxes alone regarding my mortgage, insurance, and then to turn around when to charge people $150. To the point that I would understand if there was a discussion, but to go from $0 to $150? So I think the resolution that Orange always have, we have a problem, deficit, just charge the residents. We need more money, raise the taxes. We need more money, the new buildings, the tenants are being charged $150. Let's charge the residents that are paying taxes also $150. I think it's coming to a point that is beyond ridiculous. It's gonna come to the point people are gonna start losing their houses in Orange because the taxes keep going up and the demands keep going up and we get nothing. One thing that happened is that they don't clean the streets. We get permits on the streets. You call the cops, they don't come. People are parking without permits. Even if we paid $150, there's no guarantee that we could still park in our street. People park in my driveway, call the cops, they don't come. I don't need the parking because I do have a driveway, but it's not fair. Because if you could come for them, you'll come for me. And at the end of the day, somebody says it's only 41 cents. 41 cents, it's never gonna go down to 39 cents. It's gonna go to 45, then 50 cents, then 6. Next thing we know, we're paying $300 a year. And I just think it's unfair, something needs to be done about it.
Thank you, Ms. Romulus. Thank you, ma'am. Our tenant.
Alrighty. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm not on 0. That's 0? I see 3. Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. Regarding the $150 permit parking, I'm glad that was pulled. That definitely needs to be revisited. Did I state my address? I'm not sure. 461 Waverly Place, Rachel Tennant.
Thank you.
To charge $150, that's ridiculous. There's a lot of money on the table on Main Street. All those meters constantly flash red. If we had a parking utility, they could address those issues and bring money into the city. We don't need $150 tagged on for the residents. And like the previous speaker, I do have ample parking in my driveway. I might need an overnight pass maybe if I have a visitor. That's it. So I'm not here for myself. I'm here for those who might be scared to come out, not able to come out, to voice their concerns. $150, that's a no. There's other ways to generate money. We need to have a parking garage. That's a moneymaker. So let's talk about that. Okay. Resolution 302, 2026, an appointment to the zoning board for Tennessee East. And now, would that be a direct seat or would that be an alternate? Regarding the clerk, when will we be posting the position for our clerk? Because from what I understand, that's up in October. So I'm not sure when you would post it, or are you able to extend that for her, or I'm not sure how that works. And regarding all these agreements with the affordable housing, I read something today from the local finance notice dated September 18th, 2025, that we could go up to 20%, ask for 20% of the gross revenues. So I hope that's what we're doing. We want to max that out, 20%. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Marie Abraham.
Good evening. Marie Abraham from 327 Ogden Street. I too have concerns in regards to the parking fee.
Miss Amber, could you speak up?
Can you hear me?
A little
Sorry.
bit
I too have some concerns. I also have a driveway, but it's not only about me. I'm just gonna run a series of questions, so I'm happy that the topic was pulled for reconsideration. Just a few things to consider. What was the basis of charging per vehicle as opposed per household? Why wasn't a tiered amount set as opposed to jumping to 150? Has the city conducted any reviews of how this fee impact residents and the cost of living? Are there income-based reduction or hardship exemptions available for residents who cannot afford the fees, like our senior citizens? How is the revenue from the residential parking be used in the city budget? Can residents see a breakdown of how these funds directly benefit parking enforcement or neighborhood improvements? Were lower cost alternatives considered, such as, like I said, tier pricing or household caps? Are there options for short-term or monthly permits instead of annual lump sum fees? How does the city ensure that the system does not disproportionately burden low-income or multi-vehicle households? What accommodation exists for residents who rely on street parking but are financially strained? Has the city evaluated whether the permit system actually reduce the parking congestion and how it would actually help the township? So, do you want to answer any of them? Oh, go ahead. I have a whole lot.
So, a lot of the questions that you've asked are reasons why the ordinance was pulled.
Okay.
So that they can be considered before, if the ordinance is brought back to be reintroduced. Specifically, the fee structure, the impact on senior citizens, impact on low and moderate income households, the study with respect to the impact of permits. The administration was responding to a repetitive request for permit parking on a number of streets, in addition to those streets that already have permit parking. So we revisited the permit parking structure and proposed the ordinance. Now we're going to go back, having heard the comments, and address and look at many of the things that you've brought up.
Oh, glad to hear that. But you also said if, or that this will definitely come back for discussion, because you used the word if, or because you're not sure if
I'm
it's
not
going to
sure.
come back. Why is that?
Because I think it depends on what we find out when we do some of the research that you're suggesting.
So if it doesn't come back, that's good for us. 'Cause
Pardon?
If it doesn't come back, that's good for us, because it won't be an issue.
Right.
Oh, I like that. All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Gloria Bozeman.
Good evening, Gloria Bozeman, 345 Alcott Street.
Good evening.
The reordering of the agenda is somewhat disrespectful to those of us who had prepared comments to address some of those things and now find it a mute issue because you voted on it. And so it's something that happens to us here in this room frequently, but I'm always amazed that we don't come back and at least apologize to the community for not having the opportunity to participate in what we describe as a democratic process. I know this is not the second reading, but I come tonight to talk about the ordinance that will come to us about a public safety director position, and I call for greater transparency and data and accountability regarding that, as well as the community development funds that have been generated by all of the development that we see here in Orange. First, let me say that creating a public safety director adds a costly and unnecessary layer of bureaucracy. If that's your intention, then it's accomplished. We already have a business administrator, director of police, a chief of police, a director of fire, a fire chief, all of which you have no problems with, and also talk about the competency, and I agree with it, that exists within those divisions. Adding another highly paid administrative position between our public safety leaders and city administration does nothing to improve the residents' life. At this time, we are looking at a budget that is limited, and expanding the executive payroll should not be a consideration. extending caps should not be a consideration. Secondly, residents deserve answers about the millions of dollars that are generated by the orange development boom. I don't care if they come through pilot, development contributions, or any other revenue sources. There's very little public discussion about how those dollars are being reinvested into our neighborhood. The administration claims there's no money available for a lot of things, but essentially there is money, it's just not being reinvested in terms of the community. Third, those resources that are being generated should work towards community priorities. That includes improving that infrastructure, which is horrible in our city. I can't believe somebody would ask me to pay to park after I've been through the Oregon Trail to get home. And then we talk about expanding the transportation assistance for our seniors. I have people who call me from Montclair and Bloomfield and say, oh, you don't get the Uber rides? No, I do not. The young people need to have access to arts, music, STEM, education, tutoring, mentorship, workforce development, and safe after-school opportunities. I shared this in the developmental meeting that we had. If we are serious about creating a safer and stronger city, we must invest in these young people before they ever need intervention from the public safety system. For these reasons, when it comes to second reading, I urge you to vote no on the Public Safety Director ordinance, and I urge you to prioritize transparency regarding the developer-generated revenues and focus on investments that directly improve the quality of life for Orange residents. As far as paying for parking, I pay taxes. That is what I pay for, to be able to park on my street.
Thank you. Shani Fernandez.
Shani Fernandez, 135 Lindsley. It was important for me to return and thank all those involved in stopping the build at 622 South Center. Throughout this journey, there were some concerns that were raised, and I felt the need to share. The agenda for last week's planning board meeting was posted the same day of the meeting with little to no information, and I asked, how can residents do their due diligence ahead of the meeting when only the address is listed with no other details on the proposed new development? How can this be improved with more details listed for the public? Another question, how can we take a proactive approach to review and further investigate other properties on the scattered site and redevelopment list? Can we adopt restrictions on the height, density, and setbacks so the new buildings are more aligned with the homes in the neighborhood and not overbearing? Lastly, regarding Lindsley Place, which is a dead-end road off of 622 South Center, can we review and revise the zoning now that the project was voted down?
So the only way to revise the zoning is to go through the process of amending the zoning ordinance. In order to do that, the council has to direct that request to the planning board for study. The planning board has to make a recommendation to the council, and then the council can act on whatever amending ordinance is proposed. With respect to the scattered sites revisiting, there's been some discussion about taking a look at the properties that are currently on the scattered sites list to see if there are properties that are similarly situated to the Lindsay Place property. And I think that'll be up for discussion at the next meeting or the meeting after that. I can't remember all your other questions.
And then how can we adopt some restrictions on these buildings that are overbearing?
That would have to be done through amendments to the zoning ordinance.
Can I go back to the question of the rezoning? How can we get that process started of Lindsley, being that that was just voted down? Like, how can we get that process started immediately?
So you'd have to request through your representative council person an amendment be proposed.
Okay.
And then they would have to work on whatever drafts needed to be drafted.
Thank you.
So, Ms. Fernandez, I'll be really quick. We've already, a couple of council members and I have already pulled redevelopment items, and we've looked at the setbacks, and we are already putting together like where we want to change the setbacks from 0. We just need to find out from a professional like where they need to be. So could not put that legislation up prior to this meeting because we need to meet with the zoning officer, meet with the city attorney. So if it doesn't come up the last meeting in June, it will probably be up the first meeting in July or the second meeting in July. We already on top of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Brent Engel.
Good evening.
Good
Brent
evening.
Engel, 174 Haywood Avenue, Orange, New Jersey. I too was also on that meeting for the 622 project, and I did hear Mr. Hartwig talk about, that we need to get in touch with our local zoning or local council person. Ours is in the middle of being changed, so I will wait and talk to James Ward when he becomes a councilman. But yeah, that needs to get changed from an R4 to an R2 because that more aligns with the existing structures that are in that neighborhood. So it'll be 1 and 2 family dwellings, not some very tall building with 43 units that would dwarf the surrounding neighborhood. Also, the fact that Reginald Jenkins, the attorney representing the person, his answers to a lot of things were basically the fact that he said, what did he say? He said that that is in a discussion between the city and the city council and the people after it's been approved. And it had to do a lot with, like, what happens if there's a fire? Well, they don't park on Lindsley Place. Okay, so where do they park? There's only one street, South Center Street. So you're gonna shut that down in order to do that. These are things that need to be looked at when it comes to the zoning ordinances and things like that. They sit there and talked about putting in a parking spot, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna be backing out onto South Center Street? Yeah, that won't work. So, when you guys sit there and okay these developments, you need to really start and look at how it impacts the construction, because I've heard a lot of people complain about how the construction sites just spill out onto the roads. And I've been there. I've had stuff gone through DCA. I've gone through the comments. I've been at construction sites. That was my work for 20 plus years. I know how bad it gets. So it's something you guys need to look at when you start approving these things, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You ready? Yes. Darnell Gibbs.
Hello, Darnell Gibbs, 1 Maple Avenue. So, I was hearing, I'm gonna say something in reference to what the young lady said in reference to changing whatever you guys need to change on planning board, right? But to my understanding, that 622 South Center project, they requested a variance, and the variance got approved, which allowed them to deviate from the setback. But I could be wrong. If I'm not mistaken. Good check. But I came to talk about 2 things. Ordinance number, we're going to go back a little bit in the past, just to see if anyone knows. For ordinance number 662023, it was for the VA 100M project. For that particular project, when was the job fair scheduled for? And how many residents was hired for that project? For ordinance number, now we're going to come up to today's date. Ordinance number 23-2026, VA 500. And the verbiage for all these projects, it always makes the same claim, hiring. They all say good faith effort to hire qualified residents. They all say the same exact thing where they say that they'll post a job hiring event 5 days prior to the actual hiring. Not one time I've ever seen a post that the Orange Township was doing a job fair for it. With inside each one of these resolutions, it said you, Township of Orange Human Resources, or a nonprofit would facilitate such hiring. But I've talked to many people and no one seems to know anyone who got hired for any one of these projects throughout the city that was an Orange resident. No one seems to know when the job fair ever took place for any of these projects that all accepted tax abatements. And they all say the same thing. So I was just curious about that. The tax abatement. When you guys come up with these tax abatement, are we just taking our favorite number out of our pocket and throw it against the wall? It's a legit question. And the reason why I say that is because, in fact, I want you to think about it. For ordinance number 23-2026, a 457 unit is getting a 23-year tax abatement. Is this correct?
No, they asked for a 30.
30, and it's on 23 in writing, though, yes?
It's 23.
Great, no problem. 23 seconds. How ironic. For ordinance number 24-2026, 104 units. What did they ask for, if you know?
They actually asked for 25.
And what did they get?
23.
So let's do the math. If we did the math, if a 457 unit could get 23 years, that means a 104 unit property should get 5 years and 4 months.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Anthony Burke.
Good evening. Good evening. Anthony Burke, 477 Hillside Avenue. As far as these tax abatements are concerned, how are the payments calculated when it comes to creating how much these abatements are going to go for?
So they're calculated on the basis of gross annual rent or gross annual revenue, because buildings can generate more revenue than just rent. And they have to report based on an annual audit exactly what their gross rent was, and the percentages applied to that gross revenue number.
So is there a calculation involved in that as far as how many units they have?
Yes.
And what is that calculation?
It goes, again, by annual gross rent. So if you have 100 units and the gross rent is $100,000, then the percentage applies to the gross rent.
Okay. My next question is, what's the status with the water treatment project and the Cleveland Street Main project?
The Cleveland Street Main project, there is an RFP that's been sent out for engineering companies to design the project.
RFP meaning?
Request for proposals
Okay.
from engineering companies to design the project. Once that's received, that's submitted to FEMA. It's submitted to, not FEMA, because that's a federal appropriation project. It's submitted to the EPA. And they then approve or disapprove of the engineering and release certain funds to pay for it, and then we move forward with a construction contract. With respect to the PFAS treatment facility, It's approaching its 100% design completion. Then it has to be submitted, that 100% design completion has to be submitted to the DEP and the H2 loan iBank for review and approval. And the contract itself, or the specifications for the contract, has to be submitted to the State Comptroller's Office for approval because it exceeds the threshold that requires their approval.
Okay.
So that process will take probably another 10 months
Okay.
before construction's actually built, started.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Burke. Alicia Rodriguez.
Good evening, 487 Mountain View. First, I have concerns about the length of these tax breaks. We are discussing agreements that could last up to 28 years. Has the council or the public been shown a financial feasibility study demonstrating why terms this long are necessary? Why 23 or 28 instead of 15? What analysis supports those numbers? Residents continue to face raising property taxes while these developments will place additional demands on infrastructure, public safety, public works, and city services. We cannot guarantee the success of these projects, but we will be responsible for dealing with their impacts. I have questions regarding resolutions 313 and 314. We have repeatedly been told that the Community Benefits Agreement funds are ultimately subject to council approval and should be guided by community input. If that's true, why do both these agreements appear to give the administration authority over where certain funds will be spent? Regarding Resolution 313, my understanding is that approximately $1.8 million is being contributed, $1 million designated for Washington Firehouse rehab, and the remaining going towards a community benefits agreement. If I'm understanding it correctly, please clarify. I support in investing in the firehouse. My concern is that a specific use for these funds appears to have been negotiated before council and the public had the opportunity to discuss how the money should be spent. If council is supposed to decide how CBA funds are used, why was the decision made in advance? This highlights a larger issue. Orange still has no CBA committee and no ordinance establishing how community benefits agreements should be negotiated, reviewed, or approved. Instead, these agreements are being negotiated with no public involvement, unclear council involvement, so whether intended or not, this creates the appearance of backdoor deals and lack of transparency. I also have questions about 58 Main Street. If that property is added to this agreement in the future, will the developer's contribution increase accordingly? If not, why not? If additional development rights are being granted, why wouldn't the public receive additional benefits in return? Regarding 314, there's a separate contribution of about $413K. I mean, you guys said you guys fixed that one, but 313 still has gives the BA the right to use the funds that he wants to, and I believe you guys already voted on that. If community benefits are supposed to be transparent and subject to public discussion, shouldn't all community benefit contributions follow the same process? Based on my current understanding, Resolution 313 should be amended to either remove 58 Main Street or include a clear formula requiring an additional contribution if that property is later added. I also believe any language allowing contributions to be spent at the sole discretion of the administration should be amended. If council is responsible for deciding how these funds are used, the council should retain that authority. Finally, I often hear that the council is not responsible for approving these redevelopment projects. Respectfully, when you vote on the financial agreement, you are voting on the project's terms. You are voting on the project's terms, its tax incentives, its community benefits agreements, and whether it moves forward. Without these approvals, these projects cannot proceed. So please do not tell the residents that council does not have a say. This is your say.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Rodriguez, your time is up.
I just want to see if BA was going to respond.
So, both of the financial agreements are for 23 years, not 28.
Well, it says up to 28 years.
No, it says that it can go from the date of completion to 28 years, but the length is actually 23 years. So the community benefits agreement for 50 Main is 1.8 million to 28,000. It's all for the firehouse. It's all for the firehouse unless the firehouse doesn't cost that much, in which case the cash comes to the city, whatever the difference is. If it goes over 1.8 million, then they dip into the community benefit agreement for 410. And whatever's left over goes to the city. As far as the 58 Main Street piece, the community benefits agreement does say that if you add 58 Main Street to the project and it's approved, the community benefit goes up accordingly. The financial agreement would have to be amended when you add the property, and that's only if it gets planning board approval. So, I think that answers most of the questions that I can answer now.
Thank you.
A motion to close citizen comments?
Motion to close
Second.
citizen comments.
Second.
Ross.
Motion to close was made by Councilman Ross, second by Council President Wooten. All those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion adopted. Citizen comments are closed. Madam President, council comments?
Councilman Montague.
Good evening, everyone. BA, I just
Speaking
need
to your mic, sir.
I just need an update, of course, on the YMCA. Any movement?
No,
Nothing?
no, we're getting ready to put out an RFP again.
Okay. Have we ever thought about doing our own thing? We own the property, correct?
We have. We've looked at it financially. It's, without the participation of a private partner, it's an undertaking that would cost the city a tremendous amount of money.
Okay. And how we looking with Orange Memorial right now?
So we've been trying to get them before the council on a financial agreement ordinance. We're still going back and forth with them on negotiations over the pilot structure, the length of the term of the pilot agreement, several other details, so it's not ready to come before this body yet. They're active negotiations, you know, like this week, last week, next week. We're working on it.
And I know I spoke to you earlier, when are we gonna start? We gotta invest more into affordable housing. You know, people can't afford to live in Orange. We really have to we gotta start thinking about, you know, I'm gonna be inclined not to vote for any, these luxury buildings. A lot of our people, and say, I'm just doing what's right. But it's that time. There's too many buildings here. We chasing people out of Orange. I grew up here. They leaving, they going to Newark. They leaving different areas. Are we exploring affordable housing?
So we're exploring what's called inclusive housing, which is a set aside for low and moderate income housing within a development. We're also looking at a couple of projects that are 100% low and mod. So we've had discussions and are having discussions with developers now on projects that would include a 20% set aside for low and mod. We have a project, I can't say where, but a project that we're negotiating which would be 100% affordable. And there are some other, as you know, there's potentially an affordable component to the hospital project.
Yeah, but we need to get these in motion just as fast as we do the luxury buildings. I'm just ready to see it. Just redundant every week. It's wearing on the citizens and our community.
Yeah, they're more complicated deals because of the financials. You have to get what's called a capital stack in order to be able to build the affordable piece. So we're working on it.
And also, anyone that has a child or a youngster 21 and over, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Amazon delivery will be at the Orange Public Library. They hourly pay $23.75 an hour. We'll be there tomorrow, 10 until 1. So if you have anyone interested that has a valid driver's license, maybe, and really not encouraging criminal back, but if it's way in the past, it's a possibility, depending on the nature. But that will be tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Orange Public Library. Okay, any questions, just give me a call if you have any questions. All right? I defer to my council colleagues.
Thank you, Councilman Montague. Councilman Coley?
Yes. Yeah, I also had questions about the rec center, and thank you for the update. Bourbon Street, what's the anticipated completion for that project, Mr.
So
BA?
they have applied for their water disconnections. They've completed all of the site work in terms of the soil remediation. The contractor has to go out to do the disconnects. Once that's done, then they can apply for building permits.
Okay. So far, they're doing okay with the trucks, not dirtying up the street, but that's something we need to definitely stay on top of with the trucks leaving the construction sites and leaving that path of mud. That is unacceptable. That study on the Main Street center lane drop-off, I mentioned that to you some months ago, and have you had an opportunity to get the engineers to a look at that?
So there's a component of the Main Street Improvement Plan that's looking at that. We have to determine through the engineers whether or not there's actually enough room to do that under DOT standards.
Okay. All right. And I guess we transition into spring and the paving season. Maybe I missed it, but I haven't seen the plan for the streets that are anticipated being done.
I'll bring it and do a report on it at the next meeting.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, I wanted to announce that Councilwoman Summers Johnson arrived at 8 p.m.
Okay, cool. Councilwoman Hilbert?
Good evening, everyone. So, I wanted to start off by saying congratulations to all our new county committee district leaders. We had an election the other day, so congratulations to everyone who was victorious in the recent election. I also wanted to mention that there's also been news surrounding what's going on, not just the West Ward, but along our train corridor with New Jersey Transit. I did reach out to Director Marty Mays in regards to the conditions of the overpass over at Glebe Street. And I was wondering if we could just address that and say what the administration is going to be doing moving forward, just to make sure that transit is responsive.
So we've been in contact with transit, not just now, but before this. We've been in contact with transit, not just now, but before this, regarding the overpasses. We insisted that they come out and inspect Glebe Street. They're supposed to meet with our engineers and their engineers to go through. They came out once, but they came out on their own. We want them to go through with our engineers. And then we'll take those reports and determine where we go from there.
Have they mentioned anything about putting some temporary netting there to catch any additional debris that might fall until?
They didn't mention any solutions at all during the inspection.
Okay, are we able to push a little further and recommend
Yes.
that, just as like an immediate?
It's an ongoing discussion.
I understand, and I know this has been going on for a while. I know, I understand. All right, well, thank you for addressing that. The other concerns that I have are in regards to the permit parking. I am relieved that it was tabled and the administration is going to be reconsidering everything that the council members and the community has spoken about. I want to say that I got a lot of phone calls from residents, from nonprofit organizations, and from business owners in the community. And we do need to have something that is in a tiered structure, something that is able to be inclusive to everybody's income and their situation. When I originally started requesting permit parking or doing petitions, I know you remember, it was mainly for people like homeowners who didn't have a driveway, or it was mainly for like dead-end roads that were surrounded by multiple apartment buildings. So the table that we have currently of nearly 90 streets in Orange, I'm glad that you guys are going back to the drawing room on this. Not only that, but the border streets, that designation still concerns me, because I think we're not being open. I believe that we should also consider a category of transit village, because we are a transit village, and border streets is not talking to those streets that are near the train stations. It's not speaking towards the people who are living next to our business corridor, our business districts with Scotland Road and Central Avenue, and what they have to endure with people parking, double parking, in order to go shopping in the area, and they live in the area. So I will be sending a memo, my whole speech that I have ready for you guys. I'll be sending a memo so that we could continue ongoing conversations. So thank you for that. I also want to mention that I did propose a resolution in order to establish a police auxiliary program here in the city of Orange. This is nothing new. You know, police auxiliary was a popular thing to do back in the day, so I thought to bring it back, not only to bring volunteerism back to the forefront, but also to support the career development of people who want to go into law enforcement and public service. So for now, that is going to be tabled because it has to undergo some more review with the law department. But if anybody has any questions, please do reach out to me. So thank you so much on that topic. I did have a question in regards to paving. So when you have the information for the street paving, the West Ward would love to know. I don't know if some of that paving near South Jefferson, nearing the overpass, is going to be delayed because of the study with NJ Transit, but I'm pretty sure you're going to let me know.
I don't know. I have to check.
Okay, because Joyce Street on another street, they're all underneath the train.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my final statement, of course, is in regards to the tax exemptions. We have two in front of us that are asking for 23 years. Unfortunately, I still have to vote no. I am not in favor of 23 years. And my reasoning is because in other municipalities, you see that they're getting more with their community benefits for the tax exemption. In other communities, you also see 15-year or stagnant years. If you look, for example, 24-2026 on page 13, there's a section right here, section C, is giving you a breakdown of how every couple of years is going to increase the amount of percentage. So they're starting with just in their first 10 years, they're only having to pay 70% of their tax responsibility to our community that's growing about 2,000 to 5,000 people a year based off of the production of the mass production of development we've had. Mind you, we still have projects that haven't been established yet because we did like 15 agreements in the last 2 years. To pay 10% of your annual gross revenue for 104 apartment units, and I believe this is luxury. I don't believe this one is affordable units. You could correct me if I'm wrong, BA. This project is all luxury? Okay.
It's all market. It's all market.
Oh, all market. Okay, we don't want to use luxury today. All right, no problem. No problem. So none of this has affordable components. I wanted you all to keep that in mind. In other communities, they get more bang for their buck when they're actually very clear and concise on what they want their community benefits to look like. And they present a list and a plan in order for developers to review. So I don't want to say that I'm against development. I don't want to say I'm against the developer, but I'm saying I had conversations with some of these council members, with some of my colleagues, that we said we weren't going to do this anymore, that we were going to be more aggressive and we were going to be more responsible in our duty to the community. And I yield the rest of my time. Thank you.
Councilwoman Eason.
Council President, we have our
Speaking to your mic, ma'am.
fire chief come up and talk a little bit about
Yes, speaking to the mic.
the Junior Police Academy for the summer, to give some information.
As you wish. Chief Brown, please.
So he can tell the residents when it starts, how to apply.
Good evening, council and residents. Chief Brown, Orange Fire Department. First week of July to the first week of August, the JPSA, Junior Public Safety Academy begins. Applications are available on the website. You can go to the police page or the fire page, and they sign out the applications right online. The ages for the kids begin at 13 years of age, and we are accepting applications at this time.
And of course, is there any fee
No, it is free
for all
for all kids, yes.
13-year-olds
Through 16.
Okay.
Yes.
First week of August, first week of
The
July.
first week of July until the first week of August.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chief Brown.
Yeah, I say that because we keep hearing that there are no programs available in the city for our young people. And I think some of the comments that were made should be done at the Board of Education. They have a lot of programs that they advertise. The problem is a lot of parents and students don't participate. In most of the cities, there are programs available, and I guess Councilwoman Wooten, you're gonna talk about the tennis that's coming up. Give the details on that so that parents will know what's available. I mean, sometimes you just gotta go on the internet or go on the website and look up the information to see what the city and the Board of Education has to offer. Unfortunately, most of the programs that are out there for students are ran by the Board of Education and not the City of Orange. We do have some recreation, but not as much as we used to because everything has been transferred to the board. I just wanted to make that clear so that when people hear people come to the mic and say there's no activities, that is not true. We do have activities, and it does not preclude us as community members or residents who pay taxes. If you have a program you want to implement, you can come to the board, to the city with a proposal. You can volunteer your time and implement any program you would like, as long as it's within our city attorney's legal department guidelines as far as volunteering and being around children. Because some of the programs are not held because nobody wants to go through the background check and pay the money to get the back. And you have to do that today to be around kids, any kids. So the school district sometimes pays for those background checks, but you have to put that money out of your pocket. And that's what has stalled a lot of the volunteerism today. So if you have any programs and you're so concerned about your kids having programs in this city, come to the Recreation Department with a proposal of something you would like to see implemented. And also share that proposal with the superintendent of schools. He's very amenable to suggestions, just as our recreation is. Mr. Administrator, I need to call you tomorrow about the parking lot on Lakeside.
Okay.
I'll call you tomorrow. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Eason. Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Thank you. I apologize for being tardy. So I just want to start off by saying I grew up in the city, not leaving, raising my kids here. A lot of things make me sad. I had my Sweet 16 at the Y on Main Street. My oldest son had his 6-year-old birthday party there. He's going to be 16. So not seeing it started makes me very sad. The hospital site, not seeing it started makes me sad. Driving on Scotland Road and not seeing the improvements that I begged for. Those type of things can be frustrating for a council person. Not in favor of the permit parking payment or whatever. I just don't think we're there yet to charge that amount. I know the surrounding towns charge, but I just don't think we're there yet, yeah, at that price. So I'm glad that that's something that we're going back to the table on. That's awesome. BA, I get this call a lot. What is the plan to bring new, he left, what, not ask my questions, he left? Oh, he over there, okay, that's what I was about to say. No, BA, you gotta listen to me. BA.
Sorry.
You can't talk to her while. All right. All right, Remix. I'll ask it again. BA Chris. Everyone knows I was in favor of cannabis, and the reason for it was for revenue. So I'm just asking, what are the plans to bring revenue in if that's something that we're not considering right now?
So, in addition to the development, we've been very aggressive in our grant pursuit to try and offset operating costs with grant money. There are very few opportunities to increase revenues. You know, fees, license fees, penalties in court, all of those things we've looked at. But, you know, cannabis is something that would result in revenue. How much is debatable, but it's something that, you know, other communities have done strictly for the revenue. There are other issues that come along with that.
Okay, and also, like parking on Main Street, are we able to monitor it closer now so people are not parking past? Because I know like other towns, people, how can I say it? So in other towns, people know, like literally, I have the thing on my phone. If it says that my time is gonna be up in like a minute, you gotta see the way I make a mad dash to my car because I know there's gonna be a ticket on my car. So what I'm saying is I'm not trying to give people tickets, but I am trying to make sure Main Street stays flowing, you know, and people are not abusing it. So are we?
I think I mentioned this at the last meeting. We're waiting on the PATS equipment from the state.
Okay.
As soon as that comes in and is installed, then the enforcement people will be hired and start the following week.
Okay.
Because the PATS system is connected directly to the ticket writing machine that the enforcement officers use, so it's connected directly to the Division of Motor Vehicles and the AOC.
Okay.
That means that when they write a ticket, the court automatically gets a copy.
Okay.
And everything moves much faster on the PATS system.
Okay.
So, yes, the focus will be initially on Main Street and in permit parking areas.
Okay. All right, and then, when we talk about like the programs in the city, I think the part that, I don't know, frustrates me as a parent or frustrates parents is, for example, it's summer. So I should have been signing up for summer stuff in the winter. That's what I did I had 2 boys under the age of 3, okay? So I could not be signing them up for summer programs in the summer. So literally there used to be a waiting list. If you weren't there by a certain time, your child wouldn't get in. And we used to have a baseball program where we would play each other. We had like 9 teams, we played each other. Now, part of it is the fact that now we have cell phones and computers and VRs and everything else that is keeping our kids away from actually going outside. And I'm very happy that we're working closely with the school system. We just got to do a better job of getting the word out in enough time. Like right now is summer, we should be talking about fall just so that we know these programs are filled. I've been there when people didn't come, when we didn't have enough. Monty was my son's coach when we didn't have enough kids to even play, and it's embarrassing. So we need the programs, but we need to give parents more than enough time so that they can sign up, and we need to definitely go through the schools. Also, that brings in revenue. I mean, for the life of me, I know we don't want to go up on prices and things, but it cracks me up that a lot of our programs cost $25. I find that hilarious because those same programs are in other cities for like $700 to $800, like basketball. Like our skills and drills is $25. And when we go to when I go to those places with my kids, it's kids from Orange there. So I'm not saying to charge that much, but I'm just saying the price of that we charge for the programs should pay for the program. That's what I'm trying to say. It shouldn't, I'm not saying make a profit, but it shouldn't hurt the city. It should kind of equal it out. So if it's $25, that's fine. But if that doesn't pay for everything that program entails, just like swimming, our badges are $25, surrounding towns are $200 and something, and South Orange, who we love to compare ourselves to, swim at Metcalf. No one knows that, just so you know. They walk their camp all the way to Orange to swim in our city, and they have 2 luxury pools. So I just think with the programming, we need more time to get the word out. Pricing, like I said, and then also the volunteer. Usually if you're a coach, then your child doesn't pay, like something like that as an incentive to get the coaches and things like that. But I'll just end on, I pray that if your parents are still living, God gives you an opportunity to take care of them, because that's why I was late. Being a caretaker, that's a role you don't choose, it chooses you. But yes, I just wanted to say that, keep me in your prayers, my family, and that we get through this next obstacle. Thank you so much, Council President.
Thank you. Councilman Ross.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. I just want to piggyback a little bit on new development. I am an opponent of new development. I like new development. I think new development brings economic growth to our city, okay? However, I would like to see more affordable, instead of market rate. And so I'm inclined to say I will not vote on no more market rate, apartments unless it has a affordable component to it, okay? The parking utility, where are we with that?
That's what I was just saying about Pat's. I have to get the equipment in from the state, and they indicated that it would have been delivered this week. It hasn't been yet, so they've got 2 more days. As soon as that equipment is delivered and installed, then I can bring on the enforcement officers.
When do you anticipate that?
Any day for the
Any
Pat's
day?
equipment.
All of those meters are up on Main Street now
Yes.
that we discussed and talked
They are.
about? Great, okay. Thank you. Just a few announcements. Tomorrow is the police CCC meeting. Anyone that has been to that know that that's a great event that the chief and the police director put on quarterly. It's tomorrow from 7 to 8:30 p.m. It's a forum that keeps you informed and updated as to what's going on around the city. So if you can make it tomorrow, 7 to 8:30 p.m. I heard somebody talk about tennis, so I hope I'm not stepping on on your toes, but you can elaborate after I'm done. This Saturday, June the 6th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Central Playground, there's a tennis tournament going on. It features students from the Orange Recreation Tennis Program and students from Orange Elementary School District in partnership with the Board of Education and the USTA Eastern and many others. So come on out and see what's in store. These kids are doing a great job learning and playing tennis. There'll be free food and fun and games there. So Saturday, if it's a nice day, please come out. If you don't already know, Councilman Montague and I have a nonprofit. It's called People Over Politics, POP. Last year, we sent 20 Orange kids to summer camp, overnight camp, up in Pennsylvania for free. We are fortunate enough again this year to send another 20 kids to camp this year. It's for kids entering grades 5 to 11. It's on Sunday, June the 19th, July 19th, I'm sorry, to Friday, July the 24th. The price is $30, and that's for the entire week. Includes room and board, transportation, fun and games, and it's a good time. I don't know, some of you might have been here last year when the kids came back from camp. They came here and they expressed the good times that they had and wanting to go back. And we have like maybe 5 or 7 spots left so far. So if you know anybody that would be interested, and again, it's free, it's cost $30, but that's for transportation to and from Pennsylvania. Give myself a call at 973-666-1866. Again, 973-666-1866, or call Councilman Montague at 973-476-8384, or call the POP office at 732-723-7695. It's a great opportunity. And before I close, I want to mention yesterday's election. Once again, voter turnout in our city was extremely low, extremely low. I got the unofficial results yesterday that I got from the clerk's office, and we had 1,597 people come out to vote out of a city of over 36,000 people, and 17,000 are registered to vote. We had almost 1,600 come out to vote. That's a shame. We always hear people say that we want change, but change only happens when people participate in the process and come out to vote. As you know, voting is one of the most important ways to make your voice heard. We have another general election coming up in November, and I hope we do a much better job of getting out to vote. If you want results, if you want change, if you want progress, you must vote. It all starts at the ballot box. Don't complain from the sidelines. Be part of the decision. Vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Ross. I am going to be very brief. I do want to talk about the tennis program because I like tennis. So the tennis, see her back there. The tennis program is going to start June the 6th, 2026. It is going to be Saturday, and this is the tennis match where a couple of years ago, the mayor and I were partners, and we played against Superintendent Fitzhugh and Dr. Fatima Turner, and we beat them 2-1 in tennis. So yay for the city. But it's a fun time. You have a symphony there. The U.S. Tennis Association is there. The tennis program, Coach Jean has birthed this into like a really huge program. We have people like Hands that's supporting this program. Reggie Miller is supporting the program. It's just a slew of people that's supporting this program. It's a wonderful program. If it rains, you're going to be inside the school, but it's not fun playing tennis inside the school. You need to be out there where you can play and run and hit the ball and sweat. I don't think I'll be playing that much this year because I've gotten a little bit older and I've slowed down a bit. So, yeah, the tennis program. Tomorrow there's going to be something very, very important. And, you know, I honor and I think a lot of Reggie Miller because he does a lot with our young kids, especially our young men, our young boys. He's always there for them. He's always out in the community. If they need him, they call him, and he is always there. And this is not hearsay. This is something that I've seen. So since I've been a council person and prior to me becoming a council person, he always does something with gun violence. So we had a silent protest one year. We lined up from Lincoln Avenue all the way around to almost the tennis courts one year, holding up signs and not saying anything. And I see a young lady in the back saying yes, agreeing with that. It's just a phenomenal thing that he does. And so tomorrow at 3:30 sharp, is to wear orange. And if you know anything about gun violence, orange is the color that you wear. So I'll be with him tomorrow at 3:30 sharp. I think it's 3:30. Yeah, 3:10. I'm sorry, 3:10 sharp. At 400 Central Avenue, Orange, in front of Prep Academy. I'll be there in my orange, supporting him and supporting all the families who've lost someone to gun violence. And I would ask if you can pop by, please come by and support these families. It's something that we really need as people who've lost children to gun violence or any type of violence, really. I'm going to defer some of my time to the business administrator. But thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for coming tonight, even though we know it's a playoff game tonight. So some of you are probably sitting in your seat right now saying, will y'all hurry up so we can be there for tip-off? I see Councilman Coley got his T-shirt. Councilman Ross got his cap. I wonder who they're cheering for. But trust me, a lot of us do want to be there for tip-off for that game. But thank you so much for thinking it was important to come out. I can't read that. To come out and support us, even if it's on the 3rd. With the elections, Councilman Coley and I are going to do something in E4. We represent East Ward, 4th District, regarding our totals. We're going to be doing something for our district like once a month, bringing our districts out to talk to our district to see.
We're going to do that with
like,
all of them.
I'm sorry?
We're going to do that with all of them.
Okay. But Councilman Coley and I are going to do it for E4. We're probably going to start out with a fish fry or something for those people on that street. Just to bring them out and to find out like what's going on in the community. When we knock doors, you know, we have a lot of their concerns. And we have a lot of their compliments as well, too. But that's East Ward, District 4. Councilwoman Eason.
I just want to say you brought that up. But one of the reasons that the voter turnout is low is because the residents don't know the candidates.
Mm-hmm.
That was all I heard yesterday. So luckily, Councilman Ross has sent me this poster with everybody else. So I was forwarding it to everybody when they would call and say, who should I vote for? So I think one of the things that we need to make a priority is having more candidate forums when people are running for election. Because the people in Orange didn't know anybody on those lists, so a lot of the people didn't. So that was one of the reasons the turnout is low. And they say, why should I go out and vote for people I know nothing about? So we need to make sure that we educate the residents on who's running, what their platform is, what are they going to do for Orange? That's our main priority. What are they going to do for us?
And I know a couple of them did have meet and greets here in Orange, and you know, sometimes people show up for the meet and greets. Sometimes
we gotta try a little harder.
They don't.
A little harder.
But in speaking to them, like we know Congresswoman McGyver has been here several times. If there's a park to be had, that's a county park. We know that's when Joe D comes. Medina is going to be our 3rd ward person. She's taking the place of another commissioner. She said she will be coming, so we're going to invite them for them to come.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was going to say, B.A. Chris?
Just a couple things. With respect to the Public Safety Director ordinance, it actually eliminates positions, streamlines administration. It consolidates the position of Police Director and the position of Fire Director, eliminates those 2 positions and creates a Public Safety Director position where administrative function is consolidated. It also cuts out 2 staff positions. I thought that was worth informing the public of. 2, with respect to community benefit agreements and who negotiates them, and outside committees and all these other suggestions, in this form of government, a Faulkner Act Mayor Council form of government, the statutory responsibility to negotiate agreements is with the administration. It's not with the council, and it's not with the public. The administration is statutorily responsible to negotiate agreements and to present them to the council for either approval or disapproval. Notwithstanding that, we have taken suggestions from the council in terms of what community benefits they would like to see addressed. and we'll continue to do so. But different forms of government, for example, South Orange and Maplewood have different forms of government. They handle community benefit negotiations differently because of their forms of government. So you can't just say somebody else does it this way and we should do it that way. There are statutory guidelines that we have to follow. So it's worth repeating. I've said it before, but the administration's responsibility by case law and by statute is to negotiate contracts and present them in final form to the council for approval or disapproval. That doesn't mean that when they're presented, the council can't make suggestions and the administration can't make changes. It means that that's the process that we have to follow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I wanted to give an update, a correction for the Junior Public Safety Academy, which will be from July 13th through August the 7th. And the Junior Public Safety Academy Olympics is August the 8th, and it's for ages 11 through 15. If you need any assistance, residents can call 973-952-6132 or 6134 or 6143. That's it, ma'am. You ready to move the agenda? Yes, ma'am. Okay, we'll move the agenda. We'll begin with ordinance 11-2026, an ordinance to amend the code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 200, Section 200-10.2, entitled Residential Permit Parking Zone A, to update the hours of parking on Nassau Street, sponsored by Council Member Jamie B. Summers Johnson. Is there any resident who wishes to speak on this?
It's still postponed, right?
Can I have a motion to?
It's still postponed, right?
No, this is moving forward.
She wants it, you want it posted?
That's the school hours
This is the one
one.
I have to meet. This is,
Okay, so,
yeah, that's the one we said I have to meet with them because it's,
okay.
okay?
So we'll have a motion to, do we have a motion to postpone?
Yes. Motion to postpone, Summers Johnson.
Second, Wooten.
Motion to postpone was made by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Council President Wooten. On the motion, roll call, Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III.
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That's 7 yeas. This has been approved to be postponed to
At least the 16th.
June 16th.
Yes. Did you skip 10?
Yes.
I did skip 10.
Okay, that's the one I need.
I did. Thank you.
No problem. Actually, it was Councilman Ross.
Mm-hmm.
He caught it.
I'm a human, I guess. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Ordinance 10-2026, an ordinance to amend the code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 200, Section 200-33, entitled Schedule 2, No Parking Certain Hours, to establish no parking on Church Street during school hours, sponsored by Councilmember Jamie B. Summers Johnson and the City of Orange Municipal Council. And this is staying, we're still moving
Yes,
forward with this,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Are there any citizens who wish to comment?
Motion to close citizens' comments, Summers Johnson.
Second, Eason.
Motion to close citizens' comments was made by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilwoman Easton. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion adopted. Is there a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt, Summers Johnson.
Second, Ross.
Motion to adopt was made by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilman Ross. On the motion, roll call, Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III.
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That's 7 yeas. This has been approved. Okay, ordinance on introduction. All of the ordinance that passed this evening on first will have the final reading on June 16th, for the record. Ordinance 23-2026, an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township to approve a tax exemption for a 23-year period and authorizing the execution of a financial agreement between the city and VA 50M Urban Renewal LLC for the property located at 30 Main Street, Block 3104, Lot 8, 98 Oak Avenue, Block 3104, Lot 1, 50 Main Street, Block 3104, Lot 7, 18 Oakwood Avenue, Block 3104, Lot 4, 12 Oakwood Avenue, Block 3104, Lot 5, 28 Main Street, Block 3104, Lot 9. Is there a motion?
Motion, Ross.
Second, Coley.
Motion by Councilman Ross, second by Councilman Coley. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
No.
Council Vice President Montague.
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
No.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That's 4 yeas and 2 noes. This has been approved. Ordinance 24-2026. An ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township to approval a tax exemption for a 23-year period and authorizing the execution of a financial agreement between the city and NNJT 2022-0509 Urban Renewal LLC for the property located at 410 Main Street, Block 2603, Lot 8, and 15-17 Lincoln Avenue, Block 2603, Lot 10. Is there a motion to adopt?
Motion.
Second, Easton.
Motion to adopt was made by Council Vice President Montague, second by Councilwoman Easton. On the motion.
On the motion.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes, so I do want to point out the fact of the location of this property is the old PNC Bank. I also want my colleagues to keep in mind that recently we had an issue with the Leah building with traffic turning left out of that apartment building, out of the parking garage. So we, as a council, have already identified issues with apartments coming out into ongoing traffic on Scotland Road. We have recognized the dangers of overcrowding and a lot of traffic in that area. And I also want to keep in mind that this building does not include affordable housing. And in my mind, that is just another case of redlining and discrimination. And I also would like to see more. I would like to see more. So it is my decision as a council member to say I disapprove, and I ask the administration to go back to renegotiate on our behalf. Thank you.
Councilwoman Easton.
On the building, we have rectified the issue about the traffic turning west. We just need to find out when they're gonna put the boulders up so that they can only go east. That has already been addressed and clarified. We already approved to put boulders there based on our information from Essex County said we could. So we're just waiting on them. So I guess Councilman Ross, we should follow up with Marty tomorrow to find out how soon they're gonna block that off so they can't turn west at all.
I also want
It's a
to.
minor correction on that.
It's not a minor correction if we waited till the building was completed and people moved in order to realize there was an issue with the traffic flow.
We addressed it when we heard about it, so it's addressed.
So I think we should I think we should be more diligent in the additional buildings we're adding in that area. Because on my way here, I drive up Lincoln Avenue, because I live on Lincoln Avenue, and there was a car coming out of the other exit for Leah building, and they could even merge with regular traffic. They were just standing there like a deer in headlights because of the functionality in that area is not appropriate. So I, as a resident, I, as a council member, I representing that district and speaking for the other people who live in this district, say that there are too many buildings, is affecting our traffic and the flow, and it's not safe. And that we need to go back and make notice to this when we're making these negotiations. Thank you.
Well, if I could say something, Council
Councilman
President.
Ross.
I think, to your point, Councilwoman Hilbert, is that this should be addressed at the planning board meetings, okay? Because once we get it for a financial agreement, everything's been approved, okay? So there's nothing for us to do at this particular point, but the planning board, I think, should be more diligent in saying, well, how's the traffic gonna flow out of this location and blah, blah, blah. So it should be dealt with at the planning board.
I understand, but I'm not the liaison on the planning board, right? So, you know, unfortunately, unfortunately, this is the podium I have. This is the mic I have. This is me speaking to my colleagues and my residents.
Anything else?
Maybe, business administrator, you can advise us on how to move forward with this if we decide to kick this back to the planning board.
You can't kick it back to the planning board.
Okay, so what can we do to amend this? Because there's a lot of concerns
The
here.
only amendment that you can make is at the planning board.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I said the only amendment that can be made is at the planning board, and those decisions have been made. It's what they call res judicata, which means law of the case. The case is closed at the planning board, the time for appeal has passed, and the decision of the planning board is final and unappealable.
So when was there a community meeting outside of the planning board in regards to this project and how it was going to affect and impact the locals and the schools and the churches?
There were several planning board meetings. Those are
I
the
said
community
outside
meetings.
the
Those
planning.
are the community meetings.
And all planning board meetings are open to the public. All of them.
When can we bring planning board meetings in
And
person?
listed.
I asked for that already. I asked for that. When can we do it?
That's up to the planning
When
board.
can we have it in person?
But I could
asked for
point
that.
out that more people can attend the planning board meetings virtually than ever attended them in person. There were more than 80 people on the Lindsay Place Planning Board meeting virtually. In person, they never had more than 25.
Hold on 1 second. I think I know why you ladies are laughing. I think it's disheartening for us to take credit for that because that was built off of the residents advocating for themselves and speaking up for themselves. That had nothing to do with the way that we were advertising the projects. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying we could do a hybrid model and we could improve the way that we're advertising so that the residents can participate. Because when I'm sitting here as a council member, my hands are tied.
Anyone else on the motion? Roll call. Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
No.
Council Vice President Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
No.
Council President Wooten?
Yes.
That's 3, 4, 5. 5 yeas, 2 noes. This has been approved. Ordinance 25-2026, an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, correcting the Scrivener's errors within the Main Street redevelopment and rehabilitation plan in accordance with the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 et se. Is there a motion?
Move, Wooten.
Second, Hilbert.
Motion by Council President Wooten, second by Councilwoman Hilbert. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Yes.
Council President Wooten?
Yes.
That's 7 yeas. This has been approved. Ordinance 26-2026. I understand the recommendation is to vote this down?
No. I think we were pulling it, Attorney?
City
Gonzalez?
Attorney.
No, we're voting it down.
Say it again?
Vote it down?
Yes.
Which one, I'm sorry, which one is this one?
26.
The 26.
26.
Auxiliary police.
Yes. Correct, we're voting it down.
Okay. Can I get a motion? Let me read it. 26-2026, an ordinance of the City of Orange Township, New Jersey, establishing the auxiliary police program, defining eligibility requirements, command structure, authorized duties, training standards, conduct requirements and providing for a recruitment and special law enforcement officer eligibility pathway, sponsored by Councilmember Quantavia L. Hilbert. Can I have a motion to adopt?
Move, Wooten.
Is there a second?
Montague.
Motion by Council President Wooten, second by Council Vice President Montague III. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley.
No.
Councilwoman Eason.
No.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
No.
Council Vice President Montague III.
No.
Councilman Ross.
No.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
No.
Council President Wooten.
No.
That's 7 noes. This has failed. The consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda. I want to first start by saying that we read into the record amendments for resolutions 307-2026, resolutions 314-2026. We are removing for a separate vote resolutions 300, 301, and 302 for a separate vote. Are there any other resolutions that a council member would like to remove for a separate vote?
Yes. I would like to remove 313. 314.
314.
311. 302.
Anyone else? Okay. The consent agenda consists of 303, 304, 305, 306, 307, 308, 309, 310, and 316. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Motion to adopt, Summers Johnson.
Second, Hilbert.
Motion by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilwoman Hilbert. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Yes.
Council President Wooten?
Yes.
That's 7 yeas. The consent agenda has been approved. Resolution 300-2026, a resolution honoring Councilwoman Tensie A. Eason for her distinguished public service, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the residents of the City of Orange Township, sponsored by Councilmember Clifford R. Ross and the City of Orange Township Council. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Coley, second by Councilman Ross. On the motion.
On the motion.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes, I do want to follow up on the question that was raised by one of the citizens during citizens' comments. The question was, this is a regular member position instead of an alternate?
This is not a zoning board position. He's honoring, this is a resolution honoring Councilwoman Tensie Eason. This is not a zoning board appointment.
No, I said 302. It says zoning board of adjustment.
We're doing 300.
Right.
We're on 300.
We're on 300 now.
We're on 300.
We didn't get there yet.
300? I didn't remove 300.
Somebody else.
Somebody else did?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I removed my motion. I was ready. Let's go.
Anyone else on the motion?
On the motion, yes.
Councilman Coley.
I just want to say, Councilwoman Eason, from time to time, we can see eye to eye on issues, but we always respected each other. And I just want to thank you for those moments of either correcting me when I was wrong, showing your leadership, never wavering. When you believe in something, you stand firm. I want to thank you for just your commitment to the city and your selfless dedication that you made. You sacrificed a lot of your time, personal resources. I personally seen it. and I just want to say thank you. You will be missed, but I'm only a phone call away. You know where I'm at, and I just thank you for all your years of service to this council. I've seen it up close and personal all these years. Just want to thank you. Right.
Anyone else? For the
Yeah,
motion?
on the motion,
Councilman Ross.
Tensie Eason, Councilwoman Tensie Eason. Not only were you and are you a great council person, but you're a great friend, okay? I will truly miss you as a councilwoman, but you will always be my friend, always. And when I first came on this council in 2020, you took me under your wing. You know, I learned a lot from you, and you're gonna be missed, but you will never be forgotten, okay? Because I'm still probably will give you a call here and there and say, what do you think about this? You know, and ask for your opinion and your advice. You've always been there for me, and I appreciate it. And you've done so much for this city, you know, and I'm truly gonna miss you. Thank you for your service. Appreciate you.
On the motion,
Councilman Montague.
I just want to say thank you for your service, your leadership. I started working with Tennessee with the big old booster club way
Yes, we
before
did.
thinking about being a council person. And we always got into it, but it was like family. So it's a beautiful thing. Nothing has changed. We from Orange. We are Orange.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Thank you, guys. Let me
I-
just say, oh, you
Can
wanna
I say something, please?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Councilwoman Eason, you know you and I have gone at it, boy. But the one thing that we have in common first is God. We
That's right.
definitely got that. Another thing that we have in common is we love our city.
Yes.
And we will go down fighting for our city, because she will go down fighting for that North Ward. And every council member sitting in this seat know that she is for the North Ward. I just want to thank you for your leadership. Thank you for being, as the mayor explained, the dean of the council. Thank you for the time that you've taken away from your family, because I don't think people realize it's a lot of time away from your family. It's a lot of telephone calls day and night. It's a lot of people stopping you in the grocery store. It's a lot.
Yes, right.
But thank you for always being who you are. Thank you for being there in my darkest hour. And I know I go back and forth with that, but I'm gonna make y'all laugh. She called me, and I'm dealing with my son's funeral, and she saw the funeral home where he was, and she called me and said, Adrian, you better not cremate that boy. And we laugh at that now, because we can laugh at that now. But she did that as a friend and out of the compassion for her heart. So for that, I will forever be indebted to you for that. And thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I've enjoyed working with you. And I just want to say, I'm still going to be at 373 Cleveland Street, working in the North Ward as I did before I became a councilwoman, because councilwoman is just a title, and that's all it is. And I was working as council before I became a councilwoman, so I will still be looking out for my ward and taking care of it and making sure that we have the things that we need in the North Ward, Councilman Ross. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else on the motion? Roll call. Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason.
Abstain.
Abstain. Thank you. Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III.
Wait, let me think about this. Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Absolutely, yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
And Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That's six yeas, 1 abstain. This passes. Resolution 301-2026, a resolution honoring Councilwoman Jamie B. Summers Johnson for her dedicated service and leadership to the South Ward in the City of Orange Township, sponsored by Councilmember Clifford R. Ross and the City of Orange Township Municipal Council. Is there a motion?
Motion, Ross.
Second, Eason.
Motion by Councilman Ross, second by Councilwoman Eason. On the motion.
On the motion,
Councilman Coley.
Council President, Councilwoman Summers Johnson, we came on the council together 2014.
Yes.
Your years of experience, teacher, me just retiring the day before from the police department. Retired June 30th, got sworn in July 1st. How can I say, our understanding of what city council was and what it is, two different things.
Yes.
Two different things.
Yes.
But I just want to say that, just like Councilwoman Eason, your commitment, your dedication, and your hard work, that you put in to serving the residents of the South Ward. Again, I seen it up close and personal.
Thank you.
And I just want to say, thank you for being there for me. Thank you for the phone calls. Thank you for, just for all what you have done, up to this point, and leading the South Ward, the first South Ward.
African American.
Yes, and you done
Woman.
an amazing job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
On the motion,
Councilman Montague.
I want to be honest. This woman, her whole career, we started at Metcalf. I was the baseball coach. I used to walk over, she was at the pool. That goes back like 20 years. So she always was committed to the youth and the city of Orange and the South Ward. Thank you for your service. We're gonna miss you. But this is not a eulogy. You're not going anywhere.
I ain't going nowhere.
I'm still gonna say it's not a eulogy.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
So we still gonna be with you.
Thank you.
On the motion.
Councilman Ross.
I just want to say, Councilwoman, I'm going to miss you too. But I've known you for a long time. I know I worked with your dad.
That's right.
You know, who I love and adore, and I truly miss. But you have a tough ward.
Yes.
Okay? You're a boy mom. You do so much, okay? And I watch you every day. I see you on Facebook. I don't know how you do it all.
I don't know.
Okay, but you do it, and you do a great job, so I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, you raise your family, you handle the South Ward, which I'm a part of, and I know how tough it is.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and I'm really, really proud of you.
Thank you.
And we'll miss you, but I know one door closes and something else opens up.
Oh, yeah.
And you're gonna do well in whatever you do.
Thank you.
And you have all of our support.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Councilwoman Eason.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson, we're retiring together. Yes. It's funny because there was always a rivalry between the North and the South. Yes. And he said, why you always picking on the South Ward? So now I won't have you to pick on, I can pick on Councilman Ross. And make sure that we get our fair share in the North Ward, Councilman Ross. But it's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to this new part of my journey. God is with me all the way, and He makes the decisions sometimes that I fail to make for myself. That's right. But I thank God I'm still here. That's right. Thank you, and thank you for your service. Thank you.
Amen.
And guess what? We got a new dean on the board.
Yeah.
A new dean.
Oh, my goodness.
He said, oh, my goodness.
Curry Coley, the new dean.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
He said, isn't that something? All right.
I'm sorry, I was like, the dean, wait a minute. So Councilwoman Summers Johnson and I met in 2010. We worked in the recreation department She was the aquatics director. This is my first time meeting Councilwoman Summers Johnson. My granddaughter, dang, she was 10 years old. She was, no, she was younger than that. She was a baby. So I called this lady who I didn't know and said, I'm going to bring my granddaughter, who is everything to me, to swim. So before I take her, I go buy her swimmies. I go buy her all kinds of swimming equipment. She had everything, the nose clip, the swimmies, the army, she had everything. Councilwoman Jamie Summers laughed at me and said, take that stuff home, she'll be all right. And I'm like, this lady don't even know. This is one of my prized possessions. So she said, leave her with me. I was terrified, but I left her with me. When I came back, she and Elise were sitting at the bottom of the pool. So I say that to say, you can't leave your children and entrust your children into everybody.
Exactly.
So if I can entrust my granddaughter into Councilwoman Summers Johnson, you can entrust anything into her. I ran with them in 2014. I didn't make it. I lost, and everybody was happy. And she was so humble at the point that I lost, because I was terribly upset. But she was humble with that, and she showed me so much grace with that. Both of our mothers' names are Elizabeth, so we cared about that. We are the daughters of Elizabeth. But she is someone, when I finally became appointed to the council, she and I rocked with each other. She and I talked about how we didn't know what this was going to be. She and I talked about, you can't teach this, you can't learn this, you're not going to know it until you sit in these seats and start doing the work. So people can tell you anything they want to tell you, you're not going to know it. And I thank God that I had Councilwoman Summers Johnson to steer me and to tell me, move like this, Wooten. Don't move like that, Wooten. No, this kind of motion is this, Wooten. No, this kind of motion is not that. I see Councilwoman Williams in the audience. She was another one that we used to rock it out. Not saying that we didn't with everybody else, but those two women were there for me. And I learned so much from them. And I'm nosy, and I like to read and do some research anyway. So there's not anything that I can't say to thank you enough for everything that you've done, everything that you are going to continue to do. The strength that God has bestowed upon you with your this next season of your life, with your mom, and for our house at 66 Hampton Terrace. You know, there's not anything that anybody in that house would do for you, including our boy Gideon. So thank you so much, and you are truly gonna be missed. Truly gonna be missed.
Thank you.
Roll call. Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III.
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Abstain.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That's 6 yeas, 1 abstain. This passes. Resolution 302-2026, a resolution appointing Titsy A. Eason, a resident of Orange, New Jersey, as a regular member to the Zoning Board of Adjustment of the City of Orange Township, New Jersey, sponsored by Councilmember Clifford R. Ross. Is there a motion?
Move. Second, Wooten.
Motion by Councilman Ross, second by Council President Wooten. On the motion.
On the motion.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes. I will repeat my question from previously. Is this position supposed to be an alternate member?
This is a regular
Or it
member.
becomes a full board member?
This is a regular member.
A regular member. Okay, my other question is, can we postpone this to July 1st, when it is official that she is a citizen who is appointed?
The appointment begins on July 1st.
So this falls into compliance with the municipal land use law?
Yes.
Because it says that you can't be appointed at that time, but being that the date is for July 1st?
The date, the beginning of her appointment begins on July 1st. Anyone else on the motion? Roll call. Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton has to abstain.
Abstain?
Councilman Hilbert?
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Yes?
Council President Wooten?
Yes.
That is 6 yeas, 1 abstain. This passes. Resolution 311-2026, a resolution approving the submission and acceptance of a grant application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority requesting funding for the Main Street Streetscape Project, Phase 1, in the amount not to exceed $3,999,709. Is there a motion?
Motion, Summers Johnson.
Second Coley.
Motion by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilman Coley. On the motion.
On the motion.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes, Council President, through you to the business administrator. I remember when Arterial came in to do this presentation to collect the information. Will there be another opportunity to revise or review the plans before this phase is executed?
The plans haven't changed, so I don't believe there will be.
Okay, so the plan for like Day Street, that intersection, that's still gonna remove one of our lanes? So it's just gonna be one lane on both sides?
That's correct.
And what is our plan with New Jersey Transit in regards to the buses and the taxis and all of that congestion in that area?
So all of that was addressed in the plan. Bus stops were addressed. Taxi stands were moved. There's a median strip. So again, there have been virtually no changes to the plan that was presented, that the public came in and ranked and saw. The delay was simply funding, and we've come up with a funding plan for the project, so we're moving it forward.
Okay. Thank you for your response.
Anyone else on the motion? Roll call.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Councilman
I didn't hear
Council
you.
President. Can we look at those plans again? That was
Yeah, they're available in the Public Works office.
Okay. I'm sorry, Councilman Montague. I didn't hear you. I do apologize.
no problem.
Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Yes.
Councilman Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
What are we doing?
311-2026. Thank you, ma'am.
What are we doing?
That's the,
Orange Street.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
yes.
And Council President Wooten?
Yes.
That's 7 yeas. This passes. Resolution 313-2026, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a community benefits agreement with VA 50M Urban Renewal LLC for the redevelopment of the property located at 28 Main Street and 30 Main Street and 50 Main Street and 98 Oakwood Avenue and 12 Oakwood Avenue and 18 Oakwood Avenue, and identified on the official tax map of the City of Orange Township as Block 3104, Lots 1 and 4 and 5 and 7 and 8 and 9. Is there a motion?
Motion, Summers Johnson.
Second Ross.
On the motion. Roll call. Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Abstain.
Councilman Montague III.
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
And Council President Wooten.
Yes.
That's 6 yeas. This passes. Resolution 314-2026, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a community benefits and agreement with NNJT 2022-0509 Urban Renewal LLC for the redevelopment of the property located at 410 Main Street and 15-17 Lincoln Avenue, identified on the official tax map of City of Orange Township as Block 2603, Lots 8 and 10. Is there a motion?
Motion Coley.
Second Ross.
Motion by Councilman Coley, second by Councilman Ross. On the motion? Roll call. Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes.
Council Vice President Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Yes.
Council President Wooten?
Yes.
That's 7 yeas, this passes. I now want to read into the record. Resolution 317-2026 WO, a resolution honoring the life and legacy of Everett Adam Jackson, sponsored by Council Vice President Weldon Montague and Montague III and the City of Orange Township Municipal Council. Also, 318-2026 WO, a resolution authorizing and ratifying payment between the City of Orange Township and Spartan Group for SWAT sustainment training services rendered for the period of October 6, 2025 through October 17, 2025, and an amount not to exceed $29,875. Can I have a motion to walk these two resolutions onto the agenda?
Motion.
Second, Eason.
Motion to walk the resolutions onto the agenda was made by Councilman Montague III, second by Councilwoman Easton. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion adopted. These are now walked on. Resolution 317-2026 WO. A resolution honoring the life and legacy of Everett Adam Jackson, sponsored by Council Vice President Weldon and Montague III in the City of Orange Township. Is there a motion?
Motion Coley.
Second, Montague.
Motion by Councilman Coley, second by Councilman Montague III. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Yes.
Councilman Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Yes.
Council President Wooten?
Yes.
That's 7 yeas. This passes. Resolution 318-2026 WO, a resolution authorizing and ratifying payment between the City of Orange Township and Spartan Group for SWAT sustainment training services rendered for the period of October 6, 2025 through October 17, 2025, and an amount not to exceed $29,875. Is there a motion?
Move, Wooten.
Second, Montague.
Motion by Council President Wooten, second by Council Vice President Montague III. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Yes.
Councilman Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Yes.
And Council President Wooten?
Yes.
That's 7 yeas. This passes. There is no old business, no other walk-ons. Is there anything else for the good of the order?
Motion to close?
Motion to
Hold on,
close
one
by.
second, 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Do you, the Council President, for the next meeting, can we do a resolution for Walter Peanut Wright?
I'm sorry, say the name again, I can't hear you.
Walter Peanut Wright. I think you
Walter
might
Peanut
know-
Wright?
Yeah, because we just had celebrated his homegoing on Saturday. I understand he was a standout athlete at Orange High School, and he taught swimming at Met.
Do we know which funeral home? Do we know which funeral home?
I will get you the obituary.
Thank you.
All right.
Anything else for the good of the order?
Motion to close?
Second.
Motion to close made by Councilwoman Summers Johnson and second by Councilwoman Tensie A. Eason. On the motion, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned at 9:21 p.m. I saw you look at me like you ready to go. The next meeting is
The
municipal.
Spurs were winning, y'all, like 17.
Wait, I didn't finish
22.
announcing yet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The next scheduled municipal council conference meeting and regular meeting will be held on Tuesday, June 16, 7 p.m. at City Hall, 29 North Day Street, Orange, New Jersey, in the council chambers. We stand adjourned.
Y'all ain't wasting no time getting out of there to see the game.